Rider standing up. And Phil's Fancy now being led forward to gate 7. Codaman also out. Last chance to wager. Hit 6 wagering now in excess 300,000. In excess 300,000 in the carryover. So Phil's Fancy looks to be in. The rider will climb on board. Field now in line. They're off. Marine Tutor missed it. So too She's a Survivalist. Mr. Nick takes off wide. Phil's Fancy in the center of the race course. Catherine the Great is running fast near the fence. And Catherine the Great just shows up. Phil's Fancy coming up now with an early attack. And Phil's Fancy leads up by the flare of a nostril as they go past the 6. Mr. Reliance is there. Shiva's Boy, Mr. Nick race together. Sandbath just off them, racing out wide of Marine Tutor. Herbioscopus now asked to slot in between horses. Royal Victress races up next. She's a Survivalist asked to recover after an awful start. Codaman in between horses. Lemonade racing down against the rails. Pick and Span out 3 wide, and Supreme Cat is at the back of the field as they now run past the 7/16. Phil's Fancy guided along with that lead by some 2.5 lengths. Mr. Nick now asked to cut right into it as they slip past the 3/8 pole. Catherine the Great right there. A huge gap opens up to Mr. Reliant. She's a Survivalist out wide of Herbioscopus as they turn for Herb, and it's a Phil's Fancy with the advantage. Leaving the quarter pole behind, Phil's Fancy leading up, Mr. Nick hounding him. Toward the outside, that's Catherine the Great, but they drive now toward the final furlong, and the stick comes out in the right hand, and Phil's Fancy is fighting off Mr. Nick, Catherine the Great. Mr. Reliance way back and holding on for 4th spot, but it's Phil's Fancy inside the final 16th. Orlando Boca Chica has his second win on the card with Phil's Fancy. Mr. Nick is 2nd, Catherine the Great 3rd, Mr. Reliance 4th, Marine Tutor is 5th, Royal Victress 6th. In the winner's enclosure, the unofficial winner of the 11th, 7 Phil's Fancy, a 3-year-old dark bay gelding by Silver Train, Joy's Flame by Strawberry Road, Red Hinkle Farms, owned Owen and Solomon Sharp, trained Solomon Sharp, the rider Orlando Boca Chica. Father Owen Sharp, owners of Phil's Fancy, winner of the 11th. Result now official. First 7 Phil's Fancy, $84 to win, $58 to place. Second 13 Mr. Nick, $152.